Hey drifters, DoriJunkie here, back with another DoriJunkie's car review, and this time it's the Horizon GT4, known as the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 in real life. It's a tier 3 car worth about 275 gold, so we'll see whether or not it's worth it in my rating system. Just a reminder of how it works. We'll be rating it on body kits and body styles, ease of tuning and performance to give a grand total at the end. First up is customization. Body kits are worth 1, body styles are worth 2. So this is how you get it, the Skyline. You can buy this in a pack, but if you buy it with the gold, this is how it'll come. This is the first body kit. Just a nice subtle street style kit. And this slide performance. Go down to the next one, the missile. This one is an aggressive track style kit. Wings, diffusers, flares, everything on it. Any more wings and it'd probably take off. But yes, that's one hell of a body kit. It's very aggressive. Next up, CVW. It's like based on a Vertex style kit. Very low and ground hugging. Big front air dam. Next one is R&T. Over fenders, sort of rocket bunny style over fenders. Big vented hood on it. D-Master. Again, sort of Valside-esque or Liberty Walk-esque. Combination of the two. Next down the ProFlow. Again, very aggressive over fenders. I like the NASCAR style rear bar. Half the rear bar, the bottom of the bar gone. It's not a bad kit. So let's go back to stock, see what I've done to mine. Went for the ProFlow body kit. Sort of in your face livery. GFZ logo on the side. Like I said, that NASCAR style rear bar. I like that on the drift car, very aggressive looking. So we'll tally it up for the body kits. Customization, 6 body kits, a total of 6 points. That's pretty good for this game. So we'll move on. Next up is ease of tuning. This is how well it drives Pro Drift 3. How many modifications I've got to make to it to get it to drift confidently around the track. So there's the specs: 620 horsepower, 727 newton meters of torque, 5.10 to 60, but I do have street tyres fitted to it, and 1350 kilos. So these are the specs quickly. It's Pro Drift 3, so we'll see how it goes straight out of the box. Good to go straight away to gears. Always need work. Not bad, it just does handle well balanced up. It's a bit, yeah, once again, drifts to a certain angle and then just loses it altogether. But I guess the street tyres on it were probably a bit of the cause there. Go back, put sports on, still goes through the gears. Yeah, you can probably tune this on semi-slicks. Still, yeah, once it gets to a certain angle, it just doesn't want to come back. So we'll make a few changes here. Get rid of that dead zone. Always tyre sizes, rim sizes. The Ackerman angle. It's too high. Semi-slicks on it. Gears play with a little bit. So there was minimal changes there. Not too many. Semi-slicks are the biggest change. Gives it the grip it needs. And even with just the minimal work to the gearing, it's not a bad car. It's not as good as the S series Nissans, your Phoenix, NX, your Wellington, Fujian, and the Spectre RS. The R series Nissans are very tunable like they are, but they do come with added weight. Comparing the two is rather different. They're similar but very different in how they attack the track. Silvia's the S series are a lot more lighter. You throw them around a lot better, but this car is, for the weight of it, is quite fun. This is Pro Drift free, like I said. That's a pretty fun car. So it's not a bad car to tune. For a standard motor, that's actually quite good in here. So we'll sum it up. Ease of tuning, we'll give it an 8 out of 10. There was a couple of mods there I had to make, but it's not a bad car. It's a pretty good one. So next up is performance. I'll be running the stock motor and all the swaps. Springstone 1, 19k for 10 points, and all the way down to 10k for 1 point. So I'll move on. So here we go. I've got the Dori Ultimate tune in this one with the stock motor, tuned on semi-slicks. Got 620 horsepower, 727 newton meters of torque, 3.5 second 0 to 60, and 1350 kilos. Still on the heavy side, but like I said, for the R series, that's pretty good. So we'll see how she goes. It was not bad for this car. It's really, I tried the streets tyres and sports tyres, and this is still you need a little bit of work to get the R1 score, but 15,000 to almost 200, that's pretty decent for the standard motor. So move on to the 3.8 litre swap. So we've got 872 horsepower, 871 newton meters of torque, 0 to 60, 3.1 seconds, and 1250 kilos. The weight's getting there. That's a lot better than 1350, but still a bit on the heavy side. But we'll see how this one goes. So 18,350, it's not bad. Like I said, the weight sort of holds it back, I feel, just from throwing it around freely, but it's still not too shabby for a car that weighs that much. It's still almost a 10-point score. So move on to the 3 litre, 811 horsepower, down from the 3.8, 915 newton meters of torque, that's up from the 3.8, 3.10 to 60, and 1300 kilos. Starting to get on the heavier side again. So we'll just see how this one handles. almost 18,000, just couldn't quite get there. That weight's just holding it back. It's just too much to try and transition smoothly and just freely. So we'll go into the 6.2 litre swap. As with most of them, 865 horsepower, 864 newton meters of torque. Again, 3.10 to 60, but 1,250 kilos, back at that nice sort of a region for a Skyline. So we'll see how this one travels. Almost identical to the 3.8. Like I said, they're probably the two swaps you want for this car. They're the lighter swaps. I don't know why they're adding the weight to their 3 litre, but it really does hold it back. So moving on, performance. So the stock motor, 3.8. All the swaps are fairly close together. It's probably what you'd expect, considering they're looking at him on paper. But as we do, we just take the stock motor and the best of the swaps, which is the 3.8. And the stock motor gets a 6 out of 10, 3.8 is a 9 out of 10, which is pretty in the ballpark for that car. Like I said, to try and hit a 16,000 point run on Springstone to be pretty tough. 7, and it only increases it by 1 point anyway. But so we put those two together, and we get a total of 15 overall for performance, which is not a bad score considering it's out of 20, so that's done quite well. The standard motor, I feel, it's one of the better ones. Even though I didn't score highly, it still is one of the better ones in the game. So we'll move on and we'll sum it all up. The results of customization, ease of tuning, performance. Customization was 6, ease of tuning 8, performance was 15, for a total of 29. Which is not a bad score. Like I said, there's not a lot of body kits for it. It's done very well at performance, and the ease of tuning, you couldn't ask for better. It's a pretty good car. For the gold, it's pretty much worth the gold, I'd say. As long as you haven't got any of the S series. If you haven't got any of the S series, I'd buy that before you buy the R series. It's just they're a lot more suited for the drifting. So we'll move on to the leaderboard. So its best score was 18,350, puts it all the way down there, just above the Nomad. Like I said, the weight just holds it back a bit there. And overall, 29, it's not bad. 6th on the list so far, so like I said, it's not a bad car at all. Oh well guys, that's another one done. I'm DoriJunkie, and I'll catch you on the track.